At Opie Radio, we consider our guests part of the family. That's why when the great founder Garry Roark of Ubon's Barbecue of Yazoo passed away recently, our entire team was so saddened by the news that we felt it our obligation to shine a light on this extraordinary man. Sure, a lot of us know that Garry has the best barbecue recipe going back 5 generations, and he even gave the world a delicious Bloody Mary mix, but he was also dearly loved by his entire family and community. He'll be missed at the Big Apple Barbecue Block Party come next year and every year thereafter. It seemed that wherever Garry found himself, he became the center of attention, and rightly so. You just have to listen to the montage that follows to know why. He was old school, a Southern gentleman, hard worker, and knew how to have a good time, and of course, host a good time. This man was one of a kind, the real thing, and a big deal indeed. You can go to Ubon's barbecue webpage to learn more. We'll leave a link in the description, but here's a quote from his loving daughter Leslie, the barbecue princess. Our relationship as a father-daughter team, while not unique, is rare. My role is as a partner in the restaurant, catering, and sauce business, as well as rib cook, chicken cook for the competition team. Daddy is kind enough to share his spotlight with me whenever possible. Honestly, he's our shining star. He's taught hundreds of people how to cook, shared his methods and his ingredients. At this point, he's one of the grandfathers of barbecue. On behalf of the Westwood One Podcast Network and Opie Radio, we want to thank Garry and the entire Ubon family for being part of our podcast. Our condolences to everyone at Ubon's with deep regret for your loss. The world's just a little less funny today, but Garry was a man with a great legacy. To put it simply, he left behind a big footprint. Let's honor it. Now here's a montage of Garry with Opie and Carl back in the summer of 2018 at the Big Apple Barbecue with respect to his entire family. For sure we would have had Garry on a number of times in the future had fate allowed us the opportunity, but we were blessed to at least have this visit with him on Opie Radio.
Who is that guy? That's Garry. What's up, Garry?
What's up, brother? How are you? So good to see you and meet you. It's good to put a face with that name.
Oh, really? Finally?
I feel like, now you're not at all what I thought you'd look like. We ain't gonna go into that.
Tell me what you thought I looked like.
Oh, I figured, I was looking for you to be freckle-faced and red-headed like Opie Cunningham, on Andy and Mayberry and Happy Days. I figured you're going to be like Opie Cunningham, be freckle-faced now, but you ain't. You actually got some whiskers.
I actually... Garry, I'll help you out. I'll help you out with a little modern culture.
Okay.
Yes or no, he looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
What the?
Making me take my hat off.
I say no. Much better looking to me. And look, there's not something wrong with that, but he is a lot better than me, better looking than, I'm.
Fella. Your Ellen DeGeneres line didn't work. Well, I forgot that I'm in the South. You're favored down there.
I feel so stupid that I shaved my beard a week ago. I could have really used the beard at this event.
You would have looked better with a beard. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They would have never known.
Hold on. This is Dave. We only have one mic, so I gotta like pass it around. Dave from Ubon.
Yo, yeah. So they would have never known he wasn't from the South if he had just had a beard.
Look, I hate to do this to you. I really do, because we're in your town. But even if I wasn't, I'd have to correct you. It's Ubon's, not Ubon's. That sounds that ain't right. It's Ubon.
That sounded too northern, didn't it? Ubon's. Ubon's. Ubon. Oh my God, I'm in trouble already, Carl.
The minute Opie got here, the first person I introduced him to was Tank, one of the best pig farmers in the country. And I go, "This is Tank. Tank, meet Opie." Opie goes, "Hi, Hank."
Hey, did he say, "Hey man, how y'all doing?"
He was not happy. I just couldn't hear. And I told him my uncle's name, he's no longer with us, he was Hank, and he was an elevator fucking guy. He was in the union. He was a tough guy.
Kept trying to fix it. You're like, no, because Hank is a good name. He goes, who the hell's this guy you brought around here? I go, that's the Opester.
And that guy raises pigs, all sorts of pigs, right, Carl?
Delicious. I had one of his lard hogs. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. These guys know more about barbecue than, most people, especially up here in New York. They read a couple blogs, they watch 3 YouTube videos, and then they're an expert. Yeah. I mean, these are 6 generations at Ubon's in Mississippi. There's 2 things in Mississippi: a jail and Ubon's. And it's
Wait, what did he say?
He says, I spent a lot of time in both.
And who's that?
That's the barbecue ninja. He's the man.
Yeah, man. It's I'm one of the new people on Ubon's. I've been here 21 years, and I've got a couple of them just accepting me in the fold. They just figure he's like a ward. His ass isn't going anywhere, so we're just gonna, just accept the fact that he's there, and here I am. I'm not going anywhere.
So you've been at it 21 years. When will you officially be accepted? How many more years you think?
I'm holding out for at least 5 more years. Yeah, and then I think at least I'll be vested. I can retire and be all right then 25 years.
Yeah, but I got to tell you about Craig now, the ninja. Since I became a member of the Watery-Eyed Old Farts Club, I don't do much, and they take up the slack. Les and him, and they know what to do. They've been doing it around so long, but it's so hard on an old man to have to sit back and watch the youngsters do it. But now that right there, the best boss in the world, she'll tell anybody what to do.
Who's she?
She's the barbecue princess. What? Were you in a coma?
I'm trying to learn.
You know where you are?
You introduced me to like 25.
Apple barbecue. We're not an American Girl doll reunion. This is the barbecue.
You introduced me to 25 rednecks in 2 minutes. I'm trying to figure it all out now.
Just say yes, sir, and thank you, and then you'll be fine.
That's all you have to know. That's it. Yeah. How you're doing? Hey, can we get y'all something to drink? I mean, y'all need like a beer. Okay, so he's good. You've got, okay, so good.
He likes a fruity drink.
Oh! I was incognito, but I don't know if the mic picked that up, but he rolled in and said, I heard he likes a fruity drink.
Bad news travels fast in Mississippi.
What I want to know is it true?
I think by the looks of his face, it's very true.
I mean, he drinks stuff that you need to wear garter belts with.
Come on. Gary, you like a good like grapefruit beer or a fruity drink, don't you, Gary? Come on, help me out.
What? What'd you say?
He said grapefruit beer.
Now, I do like some grapefruit with some of that vodka in it. Now, I do like that. But that's about as fruity as I'm going to get.
Hold on, tomatoes are fruit.
Wait a minute. You're right. Tomato. It is a fruit, isn't it?
Tomatoes are fruit.
Hell, we call it a vegetable where I come from.
Well, whatever you
But, wait a minute. Gravy is actually my favorite vegetable. I like gravy. Gravy is actually my favorite vegetable.
Especially when you put it on French fries.
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you, the Ubon Bloody Mary mix is amazing, though, Dave.
Thank you, bro. We that's Gary and Leslie. That's it's a 4th generation recipe. We've been doing it as a family. The Ubon's is known for hospitality, and for a long time, people would come up wherever we were and be like, "Hey, give me a Bloody Mary. Hey, give me a Bloody Mary. Hey, give me a Bloody Mary." So we figured, hell, fuck, start charging them for it, right? Like,
yeah, Carl used to bring it by the station before we got fired, but I brought
fuck Roland.
Wait a second. Let me be clear. You got fired. I'm Latino. We quit before that comes around a corner.
Y'all laugh your goddamn heads off.
We're quitters. Don't get me involved.
And Carl said that as you took a pull off your fruity drink. So
I'm gonna have to fight my way out of here, right? I'm gonna have to fight my way out of here.
Wait, let me tell you something about Ubon's. I'm a chef that likes to hate things, right? I hate things until you change my mind. I knew about Ubon's Bloody Mary mix before I knew the Ubon family, and it's almost like they're in that bottle. They're the nicest. I showed up here not knowing anybody. And pit masters are a tough group. Like, oh, I'm a New Yorker. And they're like, yeah, what's up, chef asshole? They don't, Like, for the first year I was here, it's like every question was like, why you make the food so small? everything you make is so small. I'm always hungry here in New York, right? So, but Gary and Ninja, Barbecue Princess, and Dave, they didn't even blink an eye. They said, "Come up, have a Bloody Mary. You're one of us," and I'll they'll be my friends forever. I'm still talking to them. We're in the South now. Have some manners, okay?
I just wanted to say, as they beat the shit out of me, I feel like I've known these guys for like 10 years. I just met them.
Oh, yeah, and they'll talk to you like they've known you for 10 years. You getting fat. Carl, look at the titties on you. They talk about you like they've known you since you were 2.
Unbelievable. What stories last night, huh, Garry?
Do what now?
You told some stories yesterday, as we call it in the South, that barnyard pimp.
They might have been a little bit induced by some type of liquid consumption there that might hinder that process today.
Oh, my God, it was so funny. Just talking about the South and crazy shit.
I like to joke about the midget trying to buy a horse. Do you remember telling that one, Gary?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Midget going to buy a horse. You don't even have to tell a joke after that, right?
No,
you can just say midget goes and buys a horse. You're good.
I just want to make sure Gary remembered telling that. Because at that point, we were down to my my cell phone. What a mess last night with all that.
Cell phone was pretty good.
It did all right. It did the job.
Well, I do have another story if you'd like me.
Please.
We live for it, Gary.
We live for him, Gary.
This real pretty lady, and some of these southern ladies are just really quite gorgeous.
I'm looking at one across from here.
This was She was outstanding, and she had a little dog that couldn't couldn't hear, so she took him to her friend at the vet office, and he said he just got some extra hair growing in his ears, and said you need to he took it out. And he said, now look, to save money, he said don't come back. He said this is gonna happen again. He said go to the drugstore and buy you some Nair or something for to remove hair. Well, the druggist, when this lady said, can you tell me where the Nair is, he came out behind the counter. He's gonna get that first-rate service. And she said, I need something to remove hair. And he said, well, this should work right here. Said, now, if you put it on your legs, just be careful, don't wear pantyhose because it'll. He said, oh, it's not for my legs. He said, well, if you put it under your arms, then just be sure, but you don't put sleeves on because it'll chafe you. She said it's not for my underarms, and he kind of turned his head sideways and real confused, and he said, well, what's it for? She said, it's for my schnauzer. He said, oh, in that case, don't ride a bicycle for at least a week.
I love those old school jokes. I can listen to that shit
I can listen
all day. Oh my God.
I shout.
But see, I've been listening to him for 45 years, and I call that one number 7.
Number 7?
Yeah, because he's got a million of them, and he'll start to tell me, and I'll say, no, Daddy, I've heard that. That's number 7.
Well,
but you can tell me number 10.
How about we have a penal institution there, not too far away, and they let these guys out every afternoon, and they sit around a little old spot and all visit. They had a new guy come in, hadn't been there but a day or two, and they're sitting around, and all of a sudden somebody said 22. Man, they all fell out laughing, started slapping knees. It was just, and then not too long after that, another one said 45, and man, they all just started laughing. Well, the new guy said, what's going on? He said, we've all been here so long, so we don't tell a joke. We've numbered them all.
See, that's right.
He said, can I try it? And he said, yeah, I'll try it. He said, number 6. And everybody said, He said, what's the matter? He said, well, some can tell them and some can't.
Hey, dudes, something awesome just happened.
Oh, yeah?
Somebody just brought y'all some Bloody Mary oyster shooters.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Eat anything, man.
Wow.
That doesn't bite him first.
No, it bites
Not
you
for
first,
me,
you
yeah.
eat twice.
Believe me, I'll get some.
Oh, my God.
Is that good?
Wow.
Is that good? The Bloody Mary makes it.
God,
oh, man.
who made those?
Asen from Florida. We come up to join these guys for the barbecue. It's the Ubon's Bloody Mary mix.
You're the
We used to
Timbers in Sanibel.
Right, Timbers in Sanibel. We've been here 40 years this October. But we come up and we make these oyster shooters. We used to make our own oyster shooter mix with chili sauce and horseradish and lemon. We started buying Ubon's Bloody Mary for the bar. And I said, this stuff is so good, we don't have to make our own shooter mix. Just cut it with vodka and it's consistent, and it's great. And people said, "What's your secret recipe?" And I point to the bottle and I say, "And you can buy it at Costco."
It's at Publix now. They're in
Publix
Publix.
now.
Yeah, they're moving.
So it's of course you have a fresh oyster, but the Ubon's Bloody Mary, it's thick, it's tasty, it's spicy, it's everything you can want.
That was perfect.
And look,
that
in
was
the South we'd say, "Can I get an amen on that?"
Garry, what's the dirtiest joke you know?
The what?
The dirtiest one. Let's go right to the top.
Oh no,
Right
I
to the top.
that's
Come on,
number
princess,
one.
help him out.
See, he doesn't tell me dirty jokes because I'm his baby. That would be rude. But Daddy, tell us a good one.
Well, there is this one.
Oh my God, he's whispering.
Oh no, is
Is this a racial joke?
And
I hope so.
look, I'm not used to talking like this. This Irishman went into the bar and he sat down and he was all distraught, you know, and the bartender said, "Jimmy, my boy, what's troubling you today?" He said, well, you know, he took him a pull off his beard and he said, you know that fence going out to the lighthouse? Said every stone with me bare hand, but did they call me Jimmy the Walk Builder? No. He took another drink of his beer and he said, you know the fence around the church? Built it with me bare hands. Did they call me Jimmy the Fence Builder? No, but you fuck one goat.
Oh my God.
He made my mama blush over there.
Is that Mama? Is that Mama? How are you?
Oh, man.
I'm great. How are you?
That's what I mean. I'm like, anyone that pats me like that when I put a mic in their face,
She
I
patted
know.
you like you just told her you were terminal.
Right. It's like, no, I'm good.
What stage are you?
Right. Garry.
Top of the day to you, lads. How in the world are you?
I'm good. You guys did it up right last night. I had a good time.
Oh, did I see you last night?
I told you, he don't know you.
I had a large time last night. That was really good. I
was
enjoyed
fun.
that. I have never had time pass by as fast in my life. If all my life passed by that fast, I'd be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, tell him what your theory of life, what life is like.
You know, as I get a little older, I realize that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. And I'm almost to that cardboard dirter, you know.
You know what a dirter is?
I don't know what
A
a
dirter is that cardboard center. You know, the kids do it and they say, dirter, dirter, dirter. That's a dirter.
That's a dirter.
You know, we never stop learning. See, this is all part of the learning process. Never stop learning because then you might die.
Right, I hear you. You've been at this a long time, Garry. Can you tell me the history of Ubon?
Well,
And who did it start with?
Ubon, the sauce was made for my grandmother and we'll go back to the start. They used to make this sauce up every 4th of July.
What year are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't in the world yet, so I don't know. But my grandmother and grandfather did this, and they would cook a whole hog or a side of beef every 4th of July. And they would mix this sauce up in a number 3 tub, stir it with a boat paddle that Granddad probably fished with the day before. Health department frowns on that right now. They don't like you doing that.
I think it would add a little flavor, Garry. I'm with you on that.
There's a scale. Oh, okay, never mind.
Right.
But then my daddy condensed that recipe down to a gallon, and then I started making 100 gallons, and now we're making
Truckloads.
thousands of
Truckloads
gallons.
at a time.
Actually, truckloads.
But it came from that far back. And I got my grandmother died in the mid-'70s, and my aunt had a original handwritten recipe in my grandmother's handwriting on cardstock and had it laminated and sent that to me. And she said, I thought of all the grandkids, you might like to have this. It was the recipe for Ubon's barbecue sauce.
Wow.
And I said, okay, let's see how much us Roark boys do a lot of tinkering with stuff. I said, I'm going to see if Daddy changed it. But I went right down the line. She sauteed her onions in butter because she didn't have a dehydrated onion at that time. And that's what I used, but that's the only difference in how she made it and
To this
how
day.
we made it. Yeah.
People seem to love it, so.
Oh, it's the
Do you guys got a factory down there?
My factory was a closed-in portion of my 2-car garage that was inspected by the health department. I used to make it 100 gallons at a time.
That's unbelievable.
And I would make it and hand bottle it. I've got a dispenser on the side of my vat.
Right.
Wow. And I even upgraded. I got 2 dispensers where I can have 2 people working.
Looks like me and you got a job, Ope.
Yeah, I like that.
Cost of living's lower down there.
No kidding, it is.
Man, what are we doing up here?
Remind me of another story.
All right. Oh, yes, let's go, Gary.
We're all in.
You know, rednecks are phenomenal for saying, "Hold my beer and watch this shit."
Right.
Well, these 2 alligators were watching these 2 rednecks on the shore. He said, one alligator was just monstrous, and the other one was just no belly at all. He said, "Man," he said, "how come you're so big?" He said, "Well, I just eat rednecks." He said, "Well, I do too." He said, "What's the difference?" He said, "Man," he said, "I slip up to the bank and said I just catch them when they're fishing." He said, "I ease up to the bank." He said, "I reach up and grab them." He said, "Well, kind of what I do." He said, "Well, tell me how you catch them." He said, "Well, man, I start flapping my jaws and when I get to them," and he said, and I reach and grab them. He said, "Oh, that's what's wrong." I said, "You ain't getting them but redneck shit in tennis shoes."
Man, this guy.
Man, this guy.
I've been listening to these for 21 years. I mean, that just.
I
I hadn't heard that one either. That's why I
heard that one either, but that was a good one.
I know, I'm sitting there like, where'd that one come from?
That's number 64.
It's something about Carl that brings out the worst in me.
I don't think you're the only one.
I bring the worst out of everyone. That's my attorney.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about Opie, though. See, I just met him. I will give him hell tomorrow.
Okay.
Right.
It's nothing like hearing a good old Butterbean song or, talking about your baby's like a streetcar.
Oh, yeah. Now, when we sang the blues,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I love that.
Oh, I love the blues.
Don't get no better than her being your drawer. You're trying to reach inside a drawer. Well, a dresser. That's classic. That's a classic, Poppy.
You want him to sing?
Let's get it. Let's get it, Poppy.
You want him to sing his blues song,
Let's
right?
get it, Poppy.
I would love to have Gary sing a blues song.
Let's get it, Poppy.
the Billy Dirty bullshit one.
Okay. I'm being interrupted by David Rose.
I'm being interrupted by David.
I thought you weren't
that's-
going to be here till later.
That's what,
I thought I had all this by myself.
Listen now, my kid went 3 for 4, and he struck a kid out on the hill, so it was
Well,
worth it to be there.
hey, that is
Congratulations.
good. I would have been there too.
Yeah, we got Gary. He's going to sing a blues song.
Yeah, I'm going to sing.
Which one?
My baby like a streetcar.
Yeah.
She did roll from side to side. I said my baby like a streetcar. She did roll from side to side. I said my baby like a streetcar. Just got to get on and ride. Well, I wish you was a dresser, baby, so I could look inside your drawer. Well, I wish you was a dresser, baby, so I can look inside your drawer. I said my baby's like a streetcar.
Yeah.
Just gotta get on and ride. That's the best I can do.
That is
That's a
awesome.
compliment.
I like that. Yeah.
Sounds like my
Man, you
wedding
didn't
song.
even get it that good from Elvis.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was sweet.
That gets the girls, doesn't it? That gets the girls.
We love to do. In fact, in years gone by, we've always brought a guitar up, and rednecks with beer, barbecue, and a guitar. Oh, we can make a fool out of ourselves, and we've done it a lot of times right here on this street. Had the best time.
Unbelievable.
You got to find a guitar, man.
We got one. Oh, but you play the guitar, right?
A little bit. Nothing
So
that
guess
I would
what?
brag about.
So Chef Matt just showed up with more food. So we've
Oh,
got
this is so good,
this
guys.
Is a summer roll.
Oh,
We've used
this
some
is-
of our chicken. It's got some of our Bloody Mary salad in it, some mint, some strawberries.
Wow.
Someone else has to talk for a little bit.
That's the great thing about up here is you get to sample some of the best from all. It's fantastic.
Oh,
It's
my
just fantastic.
Poppy, you want one?
No, baby.
God. These are delicious.
Wow, that's
You like that,
really
Opie?
good. Awesome.
That's really good. Oh, my mom's calling. She must know I'm having a good time.
Now, Southern folks come to New York, they have a lot of different things they might expect from New York. We've never met anything but good people. I met one asshole up here, and I called him down, and the crowd around him applauded. I met some great people up here.
They're not from here.
Where are you from, boy? Oh, I'm from Arkansas. What the hell are you doing in Manhattan?
Making believe.
No, the people that say hi to you are usually the tourists in New York City.
Yeah,
For real, most New Yorkers will not look at you, will not talk to you, will not tell a story like that, Gary.
You know that the part of the country I come from, we open doors for the ladies, whether it be the truck door or the barn door or the front door of the house. We open doors for ladies. And if you do that up here, they think, what the hell do you want? What are you after? But we still do it.
It's
All right.
so funny. Like I
thought there was going to be a joke there.
No, she opens doors, Opie.
Yeah, I got it.
What?
I was waiting for the punchline. And now Carl's mad at me. I'm like, here comes another punchline.
Everything doesn't have a punchline.
Oh, it does. Opie Radio does.
We did smoke in Austin, Texas, and we went to eat with him one night. And Mary Massey, she said, "Dude, you want to take the wine tour?" And I said, "Well, hell yeah." Old country boy wants to take a wine tour. And she took me over to the winery and let me taste several different things. And the old country boy in me said, you're not supposed to drink wine and then spit it out. I mean, Mama taught me different than that. So I drank 5 glasses of wine, and she got me plumb snockered before I went back to even eat dinner. But it was good. She's got a barbecue red that is really good.
Yeah, but we had to be on TV the next morning. Me and Dad, we were like a team. We did this competition, and he woke up, and I could look at him and tell, man, he's not feeling so good. And he kept telling me, I think I'm having one of my headaches. But it turns out one of his headaches was due to most of 3 bottles of wine in 10 minutes.
They were big glasses.
They were big glasses. Yeah.
There you go. They were big glasses.
I gotta say, I'm embarrassed because you have a world champion here, and you're making her talk into your phone.
Well, what are we gonna do? Our podcast equipment crapped out. We got Gary who wants to tell one more story.
Well, this is a story about a speech impaired midget. Okay, he won the lottery. And he decided that he wanted to have him a racehorse. So he took the lottery money and he bought him a new Cadillac, got a bumper hitch on it, bought him a new horse trailer, and he started touring around Texas. And he came to this spot that had big old white fence around it and big old long driveway. So he turned up in there and he went and knocked on the door, and this big old cowboy come out with that Stetson hat, and he said, "Mister, I would like to buy a racehorse." He said, "Well, I got something I'll show you." Man, that Texan went and got a filly, brought her out. He said,
"Tell me what a filly is."
"Oh, that's a female horse."
Yeah.
And said, "Man, she is so pretty. I love her. She's so pretty." He said, Can I see her teeth?" Well, that Texan was kind of pissed off, and he just reached and grabbed him and stuck him up and let him open that mouth. Said, "Yes, sir. She's healthy. She got some pretty teeth." Set him back down. He said, Can I pat her on the mane?" He said, "Yeah, now that's that hair that comes off the neck." He said, "Yeah." And he picked him up and he petted him on the mane. He said, "Well, mister, can I see her twat?" Well, he got old Texan that got pissed, and he picked him up and stuck him up under that tail and just rubbed his face in it. And he said, he set him down. He said, "Maybe I should have said, let me see her one around a little bit."
Oh my God!
That's perfect.
Bravo! Gary from Ubon's. Oh my God!
Isn't he the best?
That's how you tell a story.
That's
how you tell a story right there. Yeah.
Gary, why don't you take us out?
Guys, I've just got to say that, Opie, I've met Carl before, but man, New York people just keep getting better.
Thank you, Gary.
Long live the king, Garry of Ubon's. And just for the record, Carl, I love you. And I love you too, Greg, now that we're all touching pee-pee tips. Now to take care of a little business, we'd like to say thank you for subscribing, downloading, sharing, rating us 5 stars, and for staying involved with Opie Radio on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. As Greg mentioned, we've had a lot of fun producing each one of these episodes, even if things got a little noisy or windy at times. I met Opie back in May when Tim introduced us, because he wanted a new version of the old intro theme. I certainly wasn't expecting to be as involved in the show as I am, but I also wasn't expecting to marry that hot black chick I met downtown in New York City back in 2004, while Ruizing. But that's how life happens for the better, no? By the way, had Carl asked me to name his new place, I would have told him, please. You have to call it the Cuban. What else? So this is the end of summer, and we want to let you know, like Opie said, as we head into the fall, Phase 2 begins, because now we have a studio, an actual studio. Of course, don't expect every episode to be a radio broadcast. Greg still wants to hit the streets and visit friends on location. He's got big plans, including fun new guests, the usual suspects, and things I'm not allowed to talk about at this time. So as we say goodbye to the summer and the first phase of this new podcast, we simply want to thank you for your support. But stick around, because we're just getting started on Opie Radio.